Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay cast from the South Korean ladder. We have once again a very interesting engagement here in between the two pro players as we are spawning here in the lower left in the brown. It is UIUIUIUIUI. So I have no idea who the AK from whose pro player this is, but a very interesting AK here. Quite an interesting nickname indeed. However, I do know who this player is right here, spawning in the low right in the white. It is of course Flash with his AK here. Once again a 4 spawning location map, once again a Terran versus Protoss. Let's just have a look exactly what's going to happen. Of course we have the production tab here in the upper left part. We will very likely check the build orders very soon, just like we do in the previous replays here onto this channel. It should be of course a very good game. Perhaps you guys know who UIUIUIUI is, as we have Flash now opening up here with his supply depot, this time quite close towards his command center. Usually he plays it right here and he leaves a gap open, however this time very close towards his command center. We have also the pylon here for the Protoss on a very far out gateway, so no intentions here by the Protoss or by the Terran to go for a fast expansion build order first. It could of course be an option here for the Protoss, as very many Protosses really like to go Nexus first on a 4 spawning location map. However, this time quite a usual build order here by the Protoss. Pylon into gateway, and there is the gas. Should of course be the same build order here of course for Flash as he goes for his barracks, for his gas, and there we have the scouting SCV at around the 1 minute and 50-second mark. So pretty much just like in the previous replays, they're pretty much the same build order. Is it going to be a lucky scout this time for Flash? Let's have a look. He's going straight sadly for him towards the upper right part. And I believe then next he just goes cross spawn towards the lower left part, as we have the cybernetic score now getting done here for the Protoss, and he's already mining with 3 probes right here. Flash should also mine with 3 SCVs, but at one point he actually cancels the mining and he goes into minerals. So let's just see if this is exactly going to be his strategy right now, as he's still mining here, and now all of a sudden look at that, he's transferring 1 SCV after another. So quite a chilling move here by Flash, leaving only 1 SCV to mine the gas. Very interesting timing. At around the 2 minute mark he decides to do this, perhaps to have some gas for his first factory right here. There it is, and perhaps to have of course more for his other mechanic units. We do have the SCV now moving finally for him towards the right direction, towards the lower left. No scouting yet, interesting enough here for the Protoss, as he's going for his range upgrade for the Dragoon. So the pretty standard stuff here by him. The first Dragoon is also getting produced. Nothing out of the ordinary. There comes the scouting SCV. Let's see how the gas goes here for Flash. Still only 1 SCV is mining, as he's going into perhaps a fast commander, a command center here for him. Quite interesting placement. Not deciding to go straight right here, he's going to uplift it and just plant it then later there. Meanwhile the Dragoon I believe was able to snipe. No, actually the SCV is still alive here, roaming around, still being annoying. Of course very important to have this SCV right here to give as much information as possible. How many probes are mining, the upgrade here, very crucial and very important to have this SCV right here, and also very good to scout the expansion point here from the Protoss. Okay, he's nicely microing. In the meantime the Dragoon has made it here forward. I don't see any Marines yet. Let's have a look. Still 0 kills, so Flash going straight towards his tank and siege tank ability. Quite an early siege tank ability here by him. So let's have a look exactly what his plans are. Perhaps he's going into a more defensive gameplay here this time versus the opponent, not deciding to go for a timing push, as the Dragoon is still dealing some good damage against the factory. And now as the tank is out, the harassment has pretty much stopped, as we have another tank getting produced here by Flash. So not deciding to go early on into some vultures. He has shown us into previous replays that he likes to go into vultures first with speed to harass the Protoss and the expansion. However, this time decides to play it more strong here with his tank. Siege ability is about to get finished. So it looks like Flash is going to be in a very defensive gameplay. Perhaps he knows his opponent, knows perhaps that he's really abusive early on, and there we have the siege tank ability. But the Dragoons I believe are still out of range. Now they're taking some damage, so the siege tank with 1 great shot by him, second one is also out here. So a very defensive gameplay here indeed by Flash, and also taking his gas right here. Let's have a look exactly what his plans are. Let's have a look at the reaction here from the Protoss, as I believe the Protoss is slowly but steadily going to wall off. We have already a one shuttle getting produced here by the Protoss, and we also have the robotics facility base, so very soon it could be a very strong attack here by the Protoss, especially towards the mineral line here from Flash. I believe that's exactly why he's reacting with a engineering bay right here. Of course, the engineering bay much needed towards those turrets against the shuttle in the air. In the meantime, the wall off is pretty much completed. The tanks are nicely guarded here in the back by the buildings, and with that the defenses look very, very good here for Flash, as even his barracks seems to be floating into a different direction. Perhaps this barracks will be later on used for some scouting purposes, and I believe the same can be said indeed here by his engineering base. So of course, gaining more and more vision, the first turrets are getting placed here by Flash. There's the first Reaver getting produced here. 3 turrets are actually getting produced here, and we also have shuttle speed, but I believe the Protoss did cancel the shuttle speed, so quite an interesting move by him, cancelling a very important upgrade. And in the meantime, we actually even have another expansion here by the Protoss. So the Protoss with a very nice macro game here, even going for those servers. We also have some Scarabs getting produced, and there's the shuttle. And interesting enough, I don't really agree with the fact that the Protoss did cancel the shuttle speed. It's a very important upgrade to have, especially with your harassment versus the Terran. Yeah, but looks like Flash seems to be ready for any incoming attacks, even going for more and more factories for him. So could this be once again a timing push? Let's have a look how he's going to defend versus the incoming shuttle. So he seizes now with the engineering bay. I believe he's going to react, still on a stalemate here with his tanks. There comes the Reaver, already taking 2 shots here, so great defense. The shuttle also taking quite some damage here out of the turrets, as the tanks are still roaming around here, so no vultures yet. A great movement here by Flash, actually his turret nicely attacking the shuttle, and with that I believe the shuttle gameplay has pretty much been shut down here by Flash. So a great placement here by those turrets. I believe he had 3, 1, 2 and 1 should be here as well. A very, very nice placement here, as now the Protoss is sending out his observer towards Flash. His expansion is also up here. There we have once again the shuttle movement getting done. It could have been of course much better here for the shuttle damage wise, and yeah, quite a hurt shuttle here for him, as it's still just mass tanks here for the Terran for Flash. Is he perhaps going to indeed transition now finally into some vultures with speed? There we have some great Reaver connection against the tanks, as Flash seems to be slowly but steadily pushing here out towards the bases from the Protoss. Does he have comsat? No, but I believe he thinks of course that it might be another expansion point here for him. Of course, the Protoss will now once again try to gain more and more time here, as the tanks are slowly but steadily pushing here forward, and with only 2 vultures in the front, no Goliaths for him. There we have the speed now finally getting done here for the shuttle. Actually, it was just a fast turn, so he still has no speed. His speed is about to get finished very, very soon, and finally there it is. Yeah, the Protoss, like I told you, tries to buy more time, but it's quite a heavy tank composition here. Very, very rarely seen here by Flash. Looking really, really nice. In comes the shuttle. Let's see if he's going to be successful with some drops. If the shuttle only has 1 Reaver and 1 Zealot, as the push continues here by Flash. And now finally he has a good amount of vultures in the front to give protection towards his tanks in the back. There we have the drop, but the Zealot immediately getting taken out. The vultures are also here in the front. It seems that Flash wants to attack on 2 different fronts. His SCV is nicely repairing the tanks, and now that the tanks are pretty much moving here straight forward towards the first expansion point by the Protoss. So Flash pretty much ignoring the expansion in the upper left part. He's going straight for this one, as the tanks are actually getting more and more damage out of the Reaver. So the Reaver with some great connections, great micro here by the Protoss. Sadly no speed has been done here for the Reavers, as 2 tanks have been sniped here. And yeah, some tanks in the back to give cover, but with that slowly but steadily the push continues here. The Protoss not really having much more left. He has of course a much better economy, but those tanks are pretty much in range of all of the units here from the Protoss. A bit of a miss micro here by him. The Zealots are in the front, but no speed has been done. I don't think that more of them will reach here the tanks. 1 tank will be taken out, but at what cost? 3 more, even 4 more Zealots have been dropped. and now the vultures can pretty much take care of the probes here, but they decide to go for the zealots. So quite an impatient gameplay here by Protoss. Could of course waited in the back with his zealots, waited for the speed. I believe speed hasn't even been started yet by him, and Flash once again showing us a great timing push here. Even the vultures made it here forward, and with that of course a quite easy gameplay here. Quite once again a great punishment by Flash against the greedy gameplay here for the Protosses. This time deciding to go more heavily into those tanks, not deciding to go for another upgrade here as he did in a previous replays. He really likes weapons 1 upgrade here for him. But yeah, first tanks then vultures. Quite a interesting decision by him, and no Goliaths, interesting enough. Reason no Goliaths at all against the shuttle gameplay, as we had a small counter attack happening here by the Protoss. But yeah, in the end it was pretty much in vain. Flash just had way too much. He reached now here the expansion point, and with that quite a convincing gameplay and a convincing win here by Flash versus his opponent. I have no idea who this is. Let's just check the stats very quick, just in case you guys are interested. A strong APM here by the brown player, and once again Flash with his, I believe this is perhaps the 20th timing push that I have also casted here by Flash onto this channel. So quite a great and a deadly move out as a Terran versus the Protoss. If you are struggling as a Terran versus a Protoss, you can of course copy this this great timing push. Quite deadly and very hard to defend for the Protoss, especially with no zealot speed lag and with quite a greedy gameplay. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed once again. We'll be seeing you of course in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.